Hello, everyone. This is Chrisa, founder and teacher of Bautanz Constructing Dance. Welcome to another Tango Movement Lab. I'm glad to have you here. We'll have a practice that plays with between being energetic and being relaxed. So, what I'm hoping to offer you today is some tools for your everyday life, but also for when you're getting ready to get on the dance floor, and add on to what we were working on a couple weeks ago. So, we're going to get started right away. And I'm going to start with, I want us to start with something that it is. You might or might not have worked with, and it is our tone. So we're going to start with assessing the tone of our body. My body compared to yours would be different, so we're not all the same. We don't have the same muscle tone, postural tone, or nervous system tone. So and also that might also change in your body because maybe you didn't sleep well or you had a fantastic sleep. So or other many different things that come into play and change from day to day. So let's stand. Of course, you can sit if that works better for you. Let's stand. You're not going to be doing much at this part. So when we are talking about muscle tone, it is the state of your muscles at rest. So not when you're actually exercising. So the state of your muscles at rest. So take a moment to do a quick body scan from head to toe and notice where you're at. Okay. So as you're doing that, you might feel that you need to make adjustments. You might notice that there are things where you have a lot of tone and areas that your tone is low. Try to capture the average tone of your body, of the different muscles of the body. Okay. Good. So keep the assessment for yourself. You might be low, medium, or high. And now I want you to shift your attention to postural tone. So postural tone is basically how our full body is kept upright. How we are responding to gravity. So again, do a quick scan. Those two might be a little bit different. You'll notice that there is this relationship between the thorax and the pelvis and the head. These are two big masses in our body. So how is that weight being delivered down towards the ground as gravity works on us? So take a moment. And you'll notice that, let's switch, if you draw it back and give in to gravity, what that feels like, what this feels like if you're pulling up, if you're pulling away. I want you to try to move away from these two extremes. Try to find a placement where the alignment of your skeleton allows you to be more gentle and see where you're at. Okay. So I think I'm kind of a medium in both aspects today. Not the same every day, but yes. Okay. And I'm going to turn back to you. And I want you to start with, I'm just going to move a little bit closer, with doing this very gently at your fingertips, very gently. So because we want to activate a little bit the have a little window in accessing the nervous system. So take a moment. There we go. Feel that tingling feeling of the nervous system waking up. A little bit of activation. Notice what that does to the rest of your body, just doing this with your fingers. Very gently. Keep going. Take your mind to that. See how that feels throughout the whole body. And when you're in there, gradually, do not stop right away, gradually, gently come to a pause. So take a moment, and now notice the tone of your nervous system. Okay. So again, if you had an exhausting day at work, or if something excited you, the tone of your nervous system would be different. So it's not always the same. So I'm gonna put some music on, and with this experience that we've just had, the different tones, I want you to dance to the tone. Accept it as if it's part of the music, and let it guide you through your dance. So no particular changes that you need to do. Just be respectful of the tone we just experienced. Oh, okay, this is not bad. And let's hit pause. Pause. Okay, so we're going to continue on this mode. The reason why I wanted to introduce this concept was because when you've probably experienced it, you go out to Milonga and you kind of feel out of place. So I think part of that is giving yourself a little bit of time, aside from other things that might be happening, which are perfectly valid, giving yourself a little bit of time to adjust to the environment. So you're going in, maybe it's a Friday evening and you've worked all day, or you go after a class, or you've been running chores, or whatever the case may be, and your tone might be much higher or much lower than what is happening at that time in the room, or you're invited to dance. Most likely there is going to be some incompatibility, not necessarily in a bad way, but rightfully there, expectedly there. So it's good to allow for yourself to, first of all, to be aware. It's important to be aware and to allow for yourself to gently adjust. So you've probably experienced when you take action, there's a song, something is happening, you allow your body to follow that wave of the tone, and that gradually might open the window of a possibility for that tone to change. But it has to be gradual and not for you not to feel that you are pushed pushed into a different condition in a violent way. So, carrying on with that note, if you notice that you are very high tone, and you might be, try to see if you can release a little bit of tone. If you notice that you are very low in tone, try to see if you can gently increase it. And we're going to do this. We want access to, actually, I'm going to stay close. We want access to our fascia. So if you're very high in tone and muscle tone, you might feel that it's not easy to access that, and vice versa. So if you're very low in tone, again, it might be difficult to access it, especially when you're going to start moving. So right under your clavicle, press, and you'll notice that there is a meaty quality when you're actually pressing. That's the muscle. Now, ease on the pressure a little bit, and you're going to notice that there is another layer that has this jello-y feel to it. So if you press a lot, you feel the meat. So that's your muscle. You ease the pressure, and that's your fascia. So the fascia has very interesting qualities. It has this jello-y consistency. So it needs to be hydrated. And you'll notice that as you're doing this, your nervous system tone starts to change. And that's because the fascia has nerve endings. So it changes your state when you start activating it. The other interesting thing about the fascia is that it is everywhere. It covers our whole body. It has a continuity. Every part of your body is connected inside out. It also goes around the organs and through the muscle. So it is continuous and it is everywhere. So everything literally is connected. So you'll notice that as you do this gentle movement with your hand, other things are starting to adjust and change. So the other important thing about the fascia is its elasticity. So it can rebound as we move, and that's exactly what we're going to do next, almost. So take a step up, come up to standing. Use this again as your axis. So again, at the clavicle, very gentle pressure. You can press a little bit more firmly, get to the meat, and then release the pressure. You get to the jello-y part, and that's a fascia. This is a cool point because you can actually feel what fascia is. So, and as you're doing this, you'll notice that if your body has the right tone, and if posturally you're not giving in to gravity or holding up against gravity, you can move your whole body with very little muscle, like I'm doing here. So, tone is important. That's why we started with tone. Okay, so now gently release that spot. I want you to put your hands together and create a very gentle scrubbing. Fascia gets activated through different ways. Pressure is one. Another way is gentle touch and caressing. So, and we have access to it through our hands. As you go, allow for the fingertips to cross between each other. And it also responds to movement. So get your fingertips interlaced and start doing a very gentle movement of your wrists. And you're going to notice that you kind of want to follow. So again, if you're very high in tone, you might feel that this movement is actually disconnected from the rest of your body. Similarly, if you're very low in tone, again, so you need to find middle ground. Feel that as you're doing this movement, things are coming online or stepping away from the high end of the tone range to meet the movement of the wrists. And now do the same thing. Continue that movement. Allow it to expand, starting with your forearms, and then up into your shoulders, and torso, and neck, and head, and hips, and legs, and feet. And you'll notice that I'm using very little muscle. I'm not relying too much on muscle to do this movement. And I want you, as you're moving, to experience the characteristic of the fascia that is continuous and it goes through and around different body parts. You can also change levels gradually, bring it up, going down. There. Excellent. So, and why are we doing this? We're doing this because it is important that you have an understanding of this mechanism that's called fascia, because of the possibility of flow that we have in our body, which is beautiful, especially when you're dancing, right? And the efficiency that it brings with it. So gently come back to a little pause, and what we're gonna do is continue exploring the fascia, but you're gonna need an elastic band or something that has a little bit of elasticity. It might be a long shirt or something like that. And I'm gonna put a song on, and I want you to play with the band in exploring the let's see, continuity, directionality, that it goes through and around, right? and the elasticity and recoil quality that the fascia has. So three things: continuity, directionality going through and around things, and elasticity, rebound, and recoil. Okay, let's try. What is this? Oops. No, there we go.
I drove late down to the edge of the lake. Where your hometown shines far on the other side. And I trace with my finger the streets we used to terrorize. Drinking in the park, holding hands in the dark. So love glows like the moon, swinging low above the Atlantic, sparkles on the choppy days. I don't care what they say, if you have to dance alone, I will.
We used to be friends, how we used to be lovers. Now we live so far away from each other. Sold your guitar, cut your hair, and moved on to the city. I threw out the shell, stole from your windowsill.
So love glows like the moon, swinging low above the Atlantic. Fell for a hologram, but I don't give a damn. I have to dance alone, I will. La da 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 da.
Okay, so like we said, let's connect to what we were doing 2 weeks ago, or about 2 weeks ago. So I keep your band close. We're gonna close with a song with this, or a couple songs. So we were looking at the structure of the foot and how we have a J condition. So I know this is interesting. All right. So basically, we start off center with our heel because we have more support on the outside of our foot. That's where we receive the weight, and then we go around all the toes, and we end up in this area where we can do this. So the first part, the outside of the foot, is the receiver because it's built to receive weight. This part where the J ends is the propeller, where we can push our way forward. So when you're here, you can push off from that spot, right? So that's what we were looking at last week, and I want us to take a quick moment to get into that J. So I'm just going to take my socks off. It's going to be more clear. So try it out. If you go on the inside of your heel, you'll notice that it is a bit uncomfortable and tender. So as you release weight, it's like there's no and there's not enough structure there to support you. As you start adjusting, when you hit the middle, things are a little bit better, but still unsure. And then when you go slightly to the outside, you're like, yeah, I can be here. And that's because your heel bone is actually slightly to the outside. And then from here, start releasing your weight, going on the receiver foot. Yeah. And then going one toe at a time. Pum, 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 pum. Go all through 5 toes and land on the propeller foot, which is where you can push off and bounce. And let's do the same on the other side. Start on the inside, very tender. Start rolling your way out. Notice what we think of as the heel, which is the middle, right at the middle. It's still uncertain. You can put some weight on it, but it's kind of uncomfortable and not sure you can release, not confident you can release weight. And then go more towards the outside and you're like, yep, there is structure here. I can do this. And now, start releasing your weight. And you'll notice that your toes are spreading and they're reaching down for the ground. One toe at a time as you go more forward over this foot. And then you land on the metatarsal, somewhere around your second toe. And there you can really bounce. And one of the fascia bands that we have in our body start from our toes, goes all the way up, covers the whole sole of the foot, goes all the way up, covers our skull, and attaches to our eyebrows. So our toes are connected to our eyes, basically. So with that in mind, I want you to place one foot in front of the other. Find that heel strike, like we said, not on the inside, not in the middle, slightly towards the outside. And start releasing the weight. And notice we've done this preparation, this prep work. If you're pulling up, if you're too tensed, you're not going to be able to access the fascia. So find the right tone so you can feel as your weight goes, feel how that back line engages. And release. And I want you to go around the J. So it creates like a little C curve on the foot. Focus mostly on the front foot. Then we're going to put the back foot in. And now switch your mind off to the back foot, going back. And you'll notice that we have like a little S. And in order to feel comfortable, if you cross your feet, you can't access the heel strike, or you're really on a tightrope and you can't access the J. If your feet are too far away, again, you can't access the J, and suddenly your body is becoming too tense. So it's basically big toe slaloming through, doing a little zigzag to get to the heel. So you have and back and front and back. Let's do two more. Front and back and front and back. Good. Continue this, but now try to see how it travels all the way up in your body. And back and front and back. Switch sides. Find the heel, not too tight, not too wide, where you can access the heel bone and you can still do the S. And back and front, oops, and back and front and back and front and back and front and back. Now if you got it, focus on that band and back, the bounce that it has and back, the continuity from your feet all the way to your head and back and front and back and front. See this bounce and back and back. Grab your band, and this is going to be our closing song. I want you to bring the band around you as if you are actually in an embrace. It doesn't have to stay here and only do this. It can guide you through this bounce. But I really want you to feel how that fascia plays. Continuity, directionality, bounce. Let's see.
Mise beini akuni o balia beini akuni balia mise beini akuni o wala ane no same ane oh kakabako wala ane no same ane oh kakabako balia beini akuni balia mise beini akuni o wala ane no same ane oh kakabako wala ane no same ane bolo kakabako hey megala lesenamo mene hey megala lesenamo mene hey megala lesenamo mene hey megala lesenamo mene iyala inama akaretele iyala inama akaretele خليني مالي akaretele المهم iyala inama akaretele يا عمري المهم لو عندي هي ثقة وحبي ليك قولي شنو انا اشوف يا غدوة بيك يا عمري
يا قلبي فيك وحياتي ما بين ايديك خليني في عينيك راهو روحي ليك نحلم بيك وبدنيتي دنيتي غدوة فيك أكاد المهم عندي وحياتي ما بيدي يا عمري وقلبي فيك عندي يا حبي دنيتي يا عمري ولا قعدت ليه
All right. So we went a little bit over, but that's okay. So, okay. That's it for today. I think it's very good if you have a band at home to work on this, to work on the fascia, to work on understanding the fascia. There's nothing to work on the fascia particularly, but the band can be one tool that you can use so you can better understand how the fascia works, and it allows you to be more gentle in your dance. And I think, or through my explorations, it has allowed me to connect better with my partner. So the other thing that we worked on today is understanding, becoming aware of the tone of your body and allowing yourself the time to adjust when you are introduced into a partnership to dance or even in the milonga itself. And of course, that extends out to real life. So when you're feeling overly taken over by something that tenses you up or something that leaves you exhausted, take a moment, draw your awareness on the different systems of the body and the tone that they have, and see where you can gradually create change while being gentle. So hopefully all of these things will help you, and yeah, if you would like to get more tools and more drills and tips, join us at Bautanz.com, and I'll see you soon.